Today we're going to be taking a look at BeamNG Drive, but more specifically, which vehicle is the most well-rounded. Now if you enjoy anything you've seen here today, please click that like button, leave a comment, and if you're feeling really generous, please also leave a subscribe, it helps a bunch. And with that, let's see which vehicle is the most well-rounded. Okay, so we're going to be taking a look at 5 cars in specific. The Autobella Piccolina, the Bruckell Moonhawk, the Bruckell 9, the Civetta Scintilla, and the Charrier FCV. And we will be judging them in 3 different categories: off-road, speed, and drifting. So we will be starting right here on Johnson Valley. Johnson Valley. Now, despite that name sounding kind of sus, we have got our first car, the Autobella Piccolina. Obviously, in its current form, it's not going to do well in off-road, but we can try. We can try making improvements. We're going to start judging it with the base model. So let's go to the off-road course. So this is our off-road course. There's quite an intense part, and there's quite a nice part, and everything in between. So, as it is, we're going to try the Autobella. So honestly, it's not too bad in its base form. It's just kind of slow, and I know the suspension is going to take a beating. So with that being said, let's start building this baby for off-road. So as you can see, this thing is quite the off-road beast, but let's try it on the course before we give it an off-road rating. Oh, I think that was my fault. We're gonna try again. As you can see, it's already performing so much better. Even when we take an off-road course road. Even when we take it off the off-road course, this thing is still quite the beast. I think this is going to rank quite high. The landing is smooth as ever. A little hard to turn, but other than that, seems to be doing quite well. Big jump. And a smooth landing, bro. I am liking this. Alright, I am ready to give this thing an official rating. So for overall off-road, I think this thing deserves an 8.5. And that's being very, very judgmental. This thing performed very well, but we're gonna go ahead and move on to our second car. So as you can see, this car looks like your average 70s muscle car. Super badass, but you wouldn't see it off-roading very much. So let's try it in its current state. Doesn't handle very nicely off-road. Not very fast. I know if I go over a bump too hard, it is going to destroy everything underneath it. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and make this thing an off-road beast. We have turned this thing into quite the off-road legend, dude. It's got a freaking supercharger sticking out of the hood that makes 2,000 horsepower. So, without further ado, let's just see how this thing performs. Oh, it blew up the motor. Too much power. Let's try that again. Over the first jump, it was all right. Let's see how they do through the cutbacks, switchbacks. Ooh, spun out. That was my bad. Completely my bad. All right, here comes the ripples or whatever they're called. I don't know. Oh, Oh, dude, it does not like going over those big jumps. Let's try the course reverse. Let's try the course reverse. This way has a big jump. Okay, it's doing okay so far. Uh-oh, not a lot of traction in these tires. Yeah, dude, it's just that suspension, these tires. It's not really meant for off-road. Oh, yeah. I don't think the tire's supposed to be doing that. One is straight. Okay. Well, we can keep driving. Uh-oh. 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 Yeah, I think this old girl just wants to give up. Now, this might be extremely generous, but I'm gonna give it a 6.7 out of 10. 6.7. All right. Moving on to the next car. Okay, next on our list, we have the BeamNG 9. As you can see, it's making a lot of horsepower, got some nice tires on it, but let's see how it performs off-roading. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, this might not be the proper car for off-road. Let's try that again. I think it's more meant for like drag racing. It's got a lot of power. It just does not want to go off-road at all. Oh, see? You can't turn the thing without destroying it. Alright, last attempt. Here we go. Okay, that was okay. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, dude. Yeah. Alright, this is not the happiest off-road car, so unfortunately, that means we are going to have to give this a 3 out of 10. But we still have 2 more cars to go. So with that, let's check out the next vehicle. Okay, this one might stand a little bit better of a chance. It almost seems like it's set up for like the rally drifting or rally racing. So let's go ahead and give it its first attempt. Okay, this one's performing a lot better than the last one. Oh, it doesn't love to steer. Oh, that hurt. But you know what? It's still going, despite getting... Oh! As soon as I was saying how good it was doing. I think this might be the leader so far, man. It did eat that bullet. It did eat that bullet at the end. But it's still going. It's still going. So I would have to rank it. 9 out of 10, dude. This thing really, really enjoys going off-road. And with that, let's move on to our final off-road vehicle. Okay, now this one I do have high hopes for. It's got a Lamborghini engine and a Ferrari body. Just look at her. Just look at her. Let's go ahead and try it on the course. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, uh-oh. No, it's too flat. It wants to roll over. It's too flat. Okay, hold that drift. Hold that drift, baby. This is very nice so far. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, dude. Oh, dude. Here we go, big jump. How is it gonna land? Oh! Not well at all. Okay, that landing hurt quite a bit, but let's see if it can still drive fine. Okay, it turns on. Let's keep her going. Uh-oh, 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 no, dude. See, it's that suspension again, man. It's that poor suspension. This one I'm going to give a final rating for off-road, a 7.3. Now, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and move on to the next category. Speed. Okay, now we have the speed test, better known as the drag race. We're starting out with the Autobello. Let's get her up to the line. Okay, we're ready to go. Oh, I can't steer. This thing sucks at steering. Okay, let's see the numbers. Alright, 8.6 in the quarter mile. It's not terrible, but I think we got a lot faster cars to come. I'm going to give that a 6.5. A 6.5 out of 10. Okay, next on the list we have the Bruckel Moonhawk. And as you can see, it looks like it's ready to do some damage, so let's see if it can. Oh my gosh, this thing is squirrely as hell. But it's definitely faster. Holy smokes, dude. Okay, an 8.6. I think that was close to our last time. But I do think this was a lot faster somehow. It just feels like it was moving way faster and way smoother for that matter. So for this, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Okay, obviously we had to try out the Bruckel 9. And this one does have the most power. So let's see if we can make it the fastest down the track. Okay. Okay. It does seem to be doing okay, but that other car's beating us. I don't know. Okay, that one was slightly better. That had a slightly better time, but just barely. So on this one, I'm going to have to give it a 7.5 out of 10. And I want to remind you guys that these ranks are just completely random, what I feel personally. I have no statistics about in-game, so. On to the next vehicle. Okay, now we have the Charrier FC. Now this one I'm the most curious about because it doesn't have a drag setup, but this thing does make a lot of power, so let's see it. Wow. This thing is the biggest letdown I think we've had so far. Yeah, 9.5. That's not the best. This rating is going to have to be a 4 out of 10. Okay, now this one I have the highest hopes for. I think it should be the fastest, so let's go ahead and find out. Oh my gosh! Yup. This is insane, man. Holy smokes. As you expected, this is the quickest car we have. 7.5 in the quarter mile. Honestly, this might be our first 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 for this car. Now, my favorite part, the drifting. Let's go ahead and move on to the final category. Okay, so first up on the drift track, we have the Autobello Piccolina. Now, I don't have high hopes for it. There's no drift variant, but let's try it out. Wait a frickin' second, dude. Holy smokes. Oh, that was my bad. My bad. Dude, this thing is surprisingly surprising. It actually wants to drift somewhat nice. Okay, that was my bad. Let's try it again. Oh, dude. This is kind of splendid. It's not perfect, but it does actually have some drifting capabilities. It is a little hard to keep on the track, but we're gonna try it one more time here. I wonder if we can get it around the circle at all. Okay. See, it does want to kick it out, but it is pretty enjoyable to drift. So that being said, I'm gonna rate this a 7 out of 10. Alright, next we have the Bruckel Moonhawk, and I'm not sure how this is gonna go because there's no drift variant for it either. Okay, well this one is actually hanging on quite... Oh! My bad. This one actually drifts quite nicely as well. As again with that last car. It's not the best, but it does do okay. Okay, it's kind of neck and neck with that last car. Very fun to drift, almost a little better than the last one, but if so, not by much. Yeah, see, it still wants to spin out as well too. But you know what? I think I'll tie these two. This one's a 7 out of 10 as well. Now this one I do not have high hopes for. Grandpa's old truck. Let's see how it drives. Oh, hold the phone, dude. Grandpa got his secret sauce in this truck. Like, dude. This is actually quite nice. I can't lie. Grandpa was onto something. Oh, dude, this one is pleasant to drift. Oh, that was my bad. Now, I'm by no means drifting pro, and all these ratings could be a little open to interpretation, but dude, this one does seem to pique my interest. Wow, dude. Oh, off-road. Like, wow, bro. This is actually surprising me. I'm gonna call this a crazy 9 out of 10. Now let's move on to the next one. Okay, so for this car, I couldn't find a rear-wheel drive. All we have is all-wheel drive. So let's see how it drifts. Ah, dude, I kind of figured it wasn't gonna drift very nicely. It's just a race car, man. It wants to stick to the road. Can't get it to break loose at all. Like, Let me try editing it and seeing if we can make it a little better. Okay, let's see if this actually breaks loose now. Okay, that's a little better. It actually lets loose. Dude, it just has too much power, and it wants to be a race car. Like, it doesn't want to be a drift car at all. See, once you start breaking the tires loose, it just hits the wall. I mean, it's okay. It does not like it whatsoever, man. Honestly, as sad as it is to say, I gotta give this one a 4 out of 10. Alright, we have a supercar, and I think we all know it's not gonna drift well. Oh, it's got this stupid ESC drive mode thing. Oh, okay. Hold on a second. I don't know, I might have been right about this one, dude. It's just too much power, and it's meant to be a sports car. You know, it almost feels better than the last one. Like, you can definitely drift it better than the last one. I don't know. I don't know. I want to rate this fairly. This one actually breaks loose, though, and the last one didn't. And you can kind of semi-hold a drift. Not well, but you can. We are going to give this one a solid 5 out of 10. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and move on to the final results. Starting off with the Autobella Piccolina, 22 out of 30. The Bruckel Moonhawk, 20.7 out of 30. The Bruckel 9, 19.5 out of 30. The Charrier FCV, 17 out of 30. And the Scintilla, 23.3 out of 30. Now drumroll please, the winner is the Scintilla. Believe it or not, this car is the most well-rounded on Beam. Now if you enjoyed anything you see here, please click that like button, leave a comment, and if you're feeling really generous, please also leave a subscribe. It really helps a lot. And with that, I've been Zeus Bottle. I love you all very much, and until next time, as always, rock on!